Now is the time. This is the last message before the Christ comes back to earth. Hear this message. For a long time, mankind has been hanging on the cross.
I am the spirit that lives in everything. I am the voice in the cosmos, in the wind, and in the nature of all that is. I am also the voice within you, only you have forgotten how to listen to it in silence. So listen now to the message on the outside, which is important during the last days of this old world, because every ending is also a new beginning. As a spirit of this planet, you are a part of my being, as much as I am a part of you. Through you, I have lived thousands of lives to gather my experiences. Concealed within you, I've experienced innumerable cultures and personalities within the eternal cycle of life.
When life reached its peak after having evolved from the minerals through to flora and on to fauna, the snakes of wisdom, the already completed angels, descended in order to grant man his higher inner guidance. Therefore 2 voices now lived in each man. Through reincarnating from one to the next life, he felt drawn towards his higher self. Now the time of awakening has come, when each human being can unite with his higher self in order to accomplish his ascension.
I'd like to discuss opening to inner guidance because I think that is the key that's required for the coming of the second Christ, as has been foretold. This Christ consciousness is within every single being, for the essence of God is what keeps us alive. That pure energy source is discussed by quantum physics. It is imperative at this time that we develop discernment, the ability to discern what is right for us, to listen to our heart, and to feel, to go with our intuitive guidance. What a lot of us are now doing, or becoming aware of the necessity of doing, is really learning to listen to the Christ within, to open up to the inner teacher, to open up to our inner guidance. And the way you do that is, again, simply aligning to the energy that sustains you through breath work, through light work, through conscious awareness and mind mastery.
When the sleeping God, the master of all that exists, became conscious of himself, the indefinable split into being and non-being, into spiritual world and material world, into the higher heavens of transcendence and the lower worlds of duality. The cosmos formed with all its dimensions and parallel worlds. The world of opposites, which we call duality, came into being. So there are immortal worlds which never experience change, and there are worlds which experience life through constant change. In order to be able to experience himself in infinite diversity, he created out of himself unlimited part consciousnesses, cosmic monads who gather infinite possibilities of experience in worlds of duality for the source of all existence. Every cosmic monad can gather experiences through the world of opposites, also known as polarity. Because such a part of God never descends into the mortal world of polarity, but only has to gather experiences, it separated a part of its universal mind and created the souls, a vessel for the universal experiences. The souls, on the other hand, worked in such a way that they needed many individual experiences. However, they could not identify themselves with these experiences. Therefore, they created a vessel, which we call the physical body, so that they could gather experiences by reincarnating from one life to the next in the world of opposites and slowly become perfect. This parting is the rising of the cosmic Christ, or the cosmic crystal, which grows during the exhaling cycle of the source. One could also compare the growth of the cosmic cycle with the tree of life. Matter is the slow transformation from spirit into light and sound, and ultimately into alchemical crystallization. We are condensed shapes of light, like leaves of a tree, which after falling in autumn are reborn in springtime. Our experiences are preserved in the souls. The cosmos is like a school with many classrooms, and therefore there are, as in a school, different grades of maturity. These grades of maturity of the worlds are separated by different levels of vibrations of matter in different dimensions. Thus, different material and spiritual worlds may exist in one place simultaneously. The physical eye, which perceives everything on the frequency of the three-dimensional world, can see only the three-dimensional world. There are 12 planets in our solar system, 7 on the material frequency, which are inhabited by higher developed beings, and 5 inhabited in the spiritual dimensions.
Good afternoon. We are here. It is our pleasure to be in your reality once again. And we are, of course, the Pleiadians, and as we've said, it is our pleasure to be here at this time to communicate with you, to give you an opportunity to understand our energy and who we are. This one that speaks through us, we call her our vehicle. She has given you an opportunity to listen to her interpretation of what she feels is taking place as a result of our contact with her. We would like to share with you for a few moments what we feel is taking place. You are sitting in what is called as a species on your planet in a crack in time. You are integral as humans to events that will change the entire course of the history of the universe that you occupy. This restructuring of Prime Creator's creations has to, let us say, it is accelerated in certain places that are pockets. Your Earth is one of these pockets. In actuality, your Earth is a library. It was originally designed as a place to store and hold tremendous amounts of universal data. You have occurring at this time what is called the return of the gods. Who are these gods? For eons it was understood that the gods came from space. Yet only recently, in your very short memory, have you separated these gods thinking that the gods of the religions had nothing to do with what lie in the great cosmos outside of your planet. Now ideas are being fused together within the human species, and you are beginning to understand that the story of who you are and the place you occupy in existence is much grander than anyone ever dared to tell you. The big secret that has been kept from the human race. Well, it is no big secret any longer. You are surrounded by thousands, hundreds of thousands of forms of intelligence, millions of forms of intelligence in actuality that are magnetized to the earth plane at this time because you, as a human species, must transmute yourselves. You must move into an entire new consideration, a reorganizing of your basic assumptions of reality. This is not so easy. It is challenging. And there will be much chaos that will come first in order to bring about this restructuring. Many of you are confused and do not understand what is taking place. The best advice we can give to each of you is to go inside, to listen, to become like the child, full of wonder.
My name is Amnek Anek, and I come from the planet that you know as Venus. But at one time we were a physical society. Now we reside on the astral dimension. I manifested a physical body in the spiritual city of Retz that resides on the physical as well as on the astral level in 1955 as a child to come into your societies. And I walked to a spaceship with my uncle Odin, who was also manifested a physical body to work as a scientist here. And together we came, and there I resided on Earth for a year in a temple in Tibet that is used by the aliens to adjust to the physical gravity and to the environment here. So when Venus was going through this change,